Hello, my name is Shuttley and welcome back for another episode of Ep32 as Mexico. In previous episode we managed to conquer most of Florida. We're still kind of struggling to get all of it. I mean, they've still got the numbers advantage, of course. And the troop quality, I mean, it's not great, admittedly. And we're definitely holding them back in the defenses quite nicely in here. So, wow, man, there's so many battles in there. Right, so if we have a look at the war support, so if we manage to get... Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, if we can just get a little bit land in both of these... That would be a massive boon for us. So I think at this stage, once we clear out this one, we will send the big army in there to start attacking on the main front line. It might not be enough to make a proper headway, but we can at least start reducing the... Or maybe we can get a nice roll in there and capture a bit of this. We just don't have a good general to do the leading in, and we don't have, or we can't recruit spare generals necessarily. Although I suppose if we... no, I'm not going to do that quite yet. Got another victory over here. We're getting definitely a lot of industry in the meanwhile. Like, our GDP is still steadily growing. Oh, and there we go, women's suffrage. So the radical numbers just dropped, well, you could say radically. I know that's a bad pun, but it's the truth. And the loyalist numbers jumped up a lot. And that should increase the amount of workforce that we have as well. Oh, and of course the voting might change a little bit now. Right, so we should get our... Oh, got intercepted again. Well, we got offensive 101 on this fleet, so I have a feeling this is going to be over very shortly. And then hopefully it will at least clear out a little bit more of this. Oh, artificial silk. We did not get the synthetic plant quite yet. I'm going to put that automatically expand. I'm going to put in the rayon, so that's going to be taking a bit of wood. And a bit less dye production in that way, but that's fine. So it takes sulfur and fertilizer to produce the dyes. Now, we don't really need the dye production too much. It's just most... Oh, right, I actually put that as public trade as well. So that's going to allow us to get some more silk for ourselves. And I think at this stage... How's the defensive values in there? 62... I'll just switch these around. So you're going to be defending. And you shall be attacking. I don't know if it will succeed, but at least if we have an army defending there, we'll don't need to worry too much. And I suspect that if we were to get this one doing the convoy raiding in here, it might have an impact. It might not have an impact, I'm not entirely sure. But we should have up to 100 battalions attacking in here. 24 versus 25, okay, a double plunder, but we should be winning this, actually. So if we just clear out the rest of Florida, this front line is holding quite nicely, and the front line up north is holding definitely. It's a bit... I think that... Oh, they stopped attacking. Oh. Right, how much do they have battalions still? They still got 624, but they have started losing a lot of it. Now, to be fair, their population has probably started dwindling a bit further and further. It's actually well... Yeah, it hasn't really grown much. It used to be like 44 million, or 44.1 million at one point. But of course, they lost Alabama. That's definitely not helping that. And now we're making £90,000 per week. Okay, at this stage, I might even reduce the consumption tax. Just to make sure that the standard of living is going to be good. I mean, sure, now we'll lose a bit of money, but that's not really too big of an issue. And I suspect that what I could do, actually, is put a decree of manufacturing. Do I put that on Texas or California? I think Texas. We've got quite a bit of industries in there. Well, actually, we probably would have more in California. Well, actually, it's about the same. Right, Oil City of Plenty. Sure. Fight for the franchise. Group franchise platform promising greatly expanding voting rights for all segments of society if the party is elected. Sure, I guess. An unplanned debate. Let me increase the Free Trade Party's momentum as well. So how is the momentum in there? Oh, wow. Conservative Party is probably going to be the biggest one still. Just about. I suppose, yeah, the amount of people that can vote now did increase quite drastically. And more oil discovered in Colorado. How is that looking in terms of oil now? 3, okay. Not quite as much as I was hoping for. But I suspect that now we can probably get a bit of progress over here in south with the armies in there. That's going to clear out from there. Then we're going to have maybe another landing done somewhere. Or we could just, you know, try to get these two. If we can just get an even tiny piece of this, it's going to be over in a matter of weeks. So that's probably what we should focus both of these to send them to the main front line. help working in there. I mean, they'll probably send in a lot more troops there as well. But there we go. We split them in two. Oh, they'll be trying to attack away from there, or out of there, but that's not going to happen. Now we've got the numbers advantage on the second front here. They've got okay defense there, though. So it might cause a bit of issues. Oh, wow. 150 million GDP now. And that's just going up and up. I mean, suppose we did get our silk production now going, didn't we? Slowly, at least. It doesn't seem to having, well... Might not be able to get all the employees in there. But the input price isn't too high, and the silk price... Well, the silk price isn't too high either, to be fair. God's will. Surely the one Mexico Liberal Party to win. Oh, wow, that offense is dreadfully small. What sort of modifiers do they have now? They have the in default again. They still got the bankruptcy. They are definitely struggling. I don't suppose we can see the radicalism or anything like that necessarily. Not directly anyway, but this war has been very, very costly on them. I mean, it has been a little bit costly on us as well, but nothing compared to theirs. They lost 200 million. Wow. It's mostly the militaries, to be fair. We'll spend 34 million, they'll spend 200 million. We lost over 1 million soldiers, they lost over 6.5 million. So that's looking pretty good on our side. There should be another victory soon enough, and then we can clear out this pocket, hopefully. And then we'll have these two armies to send on the main front line. I have a feeling these 40 battalions over here will be able to defend this for quite a while. But yeah, we just need to get Kansas, and on the price side, having this war go as long as it has, the infamy has dropped quite nicely. Although it could be dropping faster if we had more influence. I do actually wonder. IT, would you be willing to join our customs union? You would. How about, oh yeah, sure, we can give you an obligation. Just join the fun. Now luckily the Americans aren't really sinking our convoys or anything. They've got a bit of more troops in here now. But then we still got the higher offense than their defense. There we go. So now we've got 4 nations in our customs union in here. Not necessarily the biggest of nations. But regardless, it's still making our market a bit stronger. As you know, it will spread some of the wealth to the other nations in there. Oh, now we've got a lot of bureaucracy. Do we have enough to get some of the... No, we can't increase any of the... No, like 11 bureaucracy short. Okay. Alright then. Let's go ahead and get a few more government administrations over here. So what are we researching right now? We're getting the concrete fortifications in 9 months. After that, we have nothing queued up right. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll put the radio in. The pneumatic tools would probably be okay as well. Hardwood output and construction sector building throughput would be increased. Or we could continue with the military stuff and go for the NCO training, for example. Or military aviation. Or stormtroopers, I mean that would also be quite handy. But I think we'll go for the NCO training. That'll probably be the most useful in fighting the last few wars. The party favorites. Sure. I mean I do want to have the industrialists a bit stronger. I mean, the investment pool transfers are... Ooh, yeah, we're losing 100,000 per week because of not getting all the investment pool transfers. The investment pool does have 13 million in there though. So that's not the problem, it's just that, well, all the barracks that we're building, I suppose. Yeah, that would be it. On the bright side, that does mean that we'll have a bit more troops as a reserve, which will then reinforce our troops faster. At the same time, we'll also be able to fill larger and larger armies, little bit surely. So is that, yeah, that is going to be another victory. We are a bit exhausted over here, unfortunately, so morale loss is, well, it's not really that high. Our demoralization speed is quite meager at best. But my goodness, the devastation in Florida must, oh yeah, 88%. Alright then, mortality is going to be a bit of a rough one there. Elections. Results are, the Conservative Party won, the Free Trade Party was the number 2, so let's have a look. Yeah, we could probably put both of those in power, so that's... Conservatives, oh, Petit Porters is in with the Free Trade Party. Alright then. We're not really trying to pass any laws right now. Let's just focus on the warfare here, so that is another battle in here that we are going to win, even with a plunder. Now hopefully this one's going to be over soon. The northern flank over here, or the front in Georgia is still kind of static. We're not really advancing in there. If we could just get another 120 battalions in here, that would be maybe changing the balance of force there quite a bit. I think that... Oh, hello. Are they trying to do a raiding? Maybe. Well, regardless, our fleet is just wrecking them. Oh, there we go. We got a bit of extra troops in here. They're down to 62 defense. Have they got... Oh, their morale is a bit reduced, although it's not because of... it's just because of recent battles, quite frankly. Are we going to win this? We might. Manpower is roughly equal, actually, so yeah, I think we are going to win this. So that might slowly but surely clear out the pocket in the inland there. And then after that, we can start moving further north. Now, one of the things that I could probably do is... I mean, how's the synthetic industry right now? It's not really hiring enough, so we might want to build that somewhere else as well. For example, put one over here. We can get our own silk at least, which is going to be very nice. And actually, that reminds me, do we have the silk in use in all textile mills? Not yet. Oh, we don't have the electric sewing machines everywhere yet either. That would be a lot of clothing production, that's for sure. Fabric consumption would go up, the electricity consumption and dye consumption would go up, but that's something that we can quite easily fix. For example, over here, let's get another 5 dye plantations. We'll also get a few dye plantations in our capital for the heck of it. And then the textile mills are fine. We need more power plants, which most likely are going to be making quite a profit. Get to 25 in there. Oh, there we go. That is actually going quite nicely, the battle in here. Admittedly, we are taking casualties in here, but we're now on the offensive. So that does make sense. And then it's got 280 battalions on the main front line there. So breaking through that is going to be rough. Not impossible, but very rough. But now that Florida has been mostly conquered, and these troops are going to be... Oh, no, they're still in there. I mean, I guess at this point, I could probably just send this one help defend on the main front line already. I don't think we'll be losing these combats, quite frankly. They got a defense of 58 on average. Okay, this is a bit closer than I hoped for. Raising concerns. Industrialists do like us, so petit bourgeoisie, yeah, we could get you the loan interest rate. I mean, we don't have any loans right now, of course, but it doesn't hurt to get that improved a tiny bit. So what are we paying for? Military goods is quite a bit. Goods for government buildings, subsidies 20,000, diplomatic packs another 5,000. We're still losing 30,000 for the construction goods because we're not getting all the investment pool transfers. But I suppose we've been increasing the army size quite a bit, so that's... Oh, there we go. Had a bit of bad rolls there, so we might win this. It's going to be a bit of a close call in this combat, to be fair. The casualties are roughly even right now. Well, other than demoralized, I suppose. Yeah, no, I think we're actually going to lose that one. That's a bit of a shame. They'll probably retake some of the land. So, oh. New Africa. Oh, South Carolina is trying to get independence. And now they've got France on their side there. So the states are getting their independence. Alright, as part of the Confederate States of America. I do wonder if South Carolina is going to join that then. Once they get the chance. Maybe. Okay, yeah, well, that's going to be a loss, unfortunately. Losing 100,000. Oh, wow, yeah, that's a lot of money that we're losing here. Let's look at the market real quick. So, electricity price is pretty high, so that's probably causing a lot of issues. Dye price is a bit high. Hardwood is also something we need to get more. Let's just go ahead and get some of the logging camps. That will probably take care of most of it. Well, most of the hardwood at least. And then, of course, we could probably get some more glassworks. So that those will be very useful. On the bright side, they won't be attacking or doing counterattack most likely immediately at least. Plus, to keep in mind that they had 40 of the... Well, they got 180 battalions in here, so they got the numbers advantage. In that case, what I might do is I might take the trench ramp back to protect that front. And maybe we'll send in one more from somewhere. And then we'll just... Well, I suppose we might be able to increase size on some of those. Got 8 battalions in Central America. With one over there. So, yeah, there's a bit of lack of troops. They will not take the peace deal yet. Although they are in bankruptcy. They've got quite a bit of loans. Relative military strength... Oh, yeah, loans. Plus 72 from the loans. Turmoil is fairly high as well. They managed to get back to the coastline there. I'm just gonna send this one on the defensive there. I think the 20 battalions in here with the trench rat and all that should be able to hold them back for a while. I mean, yeah, that is an easy combat there. So we'll just hold them back on these two front lines and we'll let this army rest for a little bit before it starts attacking again. And then we'll start attacking on the main front line. I don't know if we'll be able to get across or we'll get through here, especially without a proper attacking leader, quite frankly. I mean, let's have a look at recruit generals. Dixie's got a little bit extra. Mexico's got a little bit extra. I'm gonna hire one in Mexico. Let's see. Can we get a... Well, there's another defensive strategy with Brave. Pillager and Arrogant. A Surveyor and Bigoted. That would give a bit of offense extra, but that's not really that much. So I don't know. I suppose we'll go for that one. Get an extra general and we'll just mobilize that. So which one did it affect, I suppose? Wasn't there? Probably reduce one of these. Now that's from Great Plains and that's from Dixie, so no, it didn't have impact on either one of those. Huh. Oh, it probably... Oh yeah, it did reduce the big army size a little bit. Right, well I suppose... It's still mobilizing. I'm going to send it on the front line here. Oh wow, 200,000 now. Well, goods for military buildings is pretty high. Construction costs... Oh yeah, because we're building so many things that are not covered by the investment pool. Mostly all these government administrations. Once those are built, we'll have a lot more bureaucracy, which we already have quite a bit. So we can start increasing the... We could increase the social security, or we could go for the extra education. We'll go for that one, actually. And literary rate is already 72%. Could still be higher, but it's not the worst. Oh, and there we go. Concrete fortification. So morale loss is reduced even further. Army defense another 40%. 260. Now 329 because of the good visibility and all that. Yeah, that's gonna hold. In that case, what I could probably do is take one of these other generals that is good as well. That's Mountain Expert. So if we do a landing into North Carolina, yeah, we could do with that one. So we'd have 40 battalions in there. We'll probably conquer at least a little bit, and then we can sort of force them to send a lot of troops in there. And split their troops away from the main front line here to reduce the sort of frontage over there that we need to defend. We could potentially even send one of these away. Got Pius and okay, the Arrogant Pillager. Oh well, Valeria Huarte. I don't think we could actually do landing with that. Or maybe we can. Wait, is it? If it? Oh, Brazil. They got a bit of different map there. Flag, sorry. But like right now, basically each one of my armies in here will be probably able to hold the enemy back pretty much indefinitely. So I guess what we'll do... Could we do another landing? With the army from... We could technically... Oh yeah, we could technically speaking land into Florida, yeah. But I don't think we need to land in there. I think at this stage... We do a landing in Maine. Well, it might get intercepted, although I suppose their fleet is kind of rubbish, isn't it? So which one was it that we wanted to move in? Can I move this? No, I can't. Okay. That's the Florida front. Oh, but that's in the south, isn't it? Okay, that's Florida-New York front. We could actually... Oh, hold on. That's the Florida-New York. So we could send this one out, I suppose. So that maybe gives them a bit more incentive to start attacking again in there. Not that it's going to make a lot of difference, admittedly. Already... Yeah, they got about 6 times the cost for the war as we do. So I'm guessing our market is looking a bit rough. Especially electricity is looking pretty rough. And of course, well, engine isn't too bad. Ammunition could be definitely increased. Are we increasing it? Not right now. We'll give that another level, just for the heck of it. I suppose once... Oh, there we go. There's one battle already going. It's an easy victory. And that should give us the landing in North Carolina. Well, soon. So are they now attacking? Oh yeah, that was another attack that they failed. And over here they are attacking and failing miserably. There we go. We landed in North Carolina. I'm just going to try to advance as long as possible. And then have them pull as much troops away from the other fronts as possible. Got into Virginia already, and the other landing is probably going to take a little bit longer. How long until they arrive here? Okay, we can take this one advance again. Don't know if we can get another one. Probably not. Oh, wow, yeah, we did get a decent bit of land there. Okay, I think we're just going to switch you to defensive. Let them start attacking now. Hopefully. And then that one's down to 91 battalions now. Political agitation, that means more authority, which is quite nice. Oh, we've got over 1,000 brokers now. We could... Okay, we can't go for the guaranteed liberties with this government. We could try to switch the... No, public health insurance doesn't have a lot of support either. No worker rights are possible. We could go for the single party state. I don't think I will. I can't switch the taxation to any better. So I think in terms of laws, we're pretty much it. I dare say. They've still got 260 battalions on the main front line there. But our big landing over here, we didn't quite get to... Oh, we got... Well, actually, yeah, there's still a decent bit of distance. So what's their defense? They've only got 49 defense in there. Okay, they got 50. 62 over there. What about over here? There's 65. I don't think we can quite get enough troops on the attacks there. Although, if we send both of these, that would be a total of 105-ish. Unfairly denied entry. Everyone must be allowed. Oh, but that means that we got the authority to put in the manufacturing decree in California. That should help. Oh, we got the naval battle in here. We are winning the combat, though, quite handily at that. So that should give us another landing in here. And they've got, well, they've got some troops arriving in here. But that is definitely clearing out more and more of the potential front lines. And this is going to be fairly lightly defended, so this might be able to continue advancing for a while. Oh. Oh, no. You're sending the big army from there? Yeah, I suppose you are. Okay, well. If both of us are heading in there, we could probably clear that one out. Hopefully we can push this one further. There we go. Getting closer and closer to New York. Just one more battle at least and we'll have it. New York. Oh. Okay, that fractured the front line a little bit. Which one did or rather, which one did we abandon here? We've got no one on the main front. Oh, hello. That's 40 battalions going there. That one's still advancing. It's going to have you advance on the main front line here. We might be able to win this war now. Depends how quickly they get in there. Gonna be close, but I think... Well, we've got a little bit of Oklahoma at least. But that's one step closer. If they don't have a lot of troops on the front line, then our 17 battalions will be able to advance through. I mean, it's only 4 battalions right now. So we may have just... We're splintering the front lines so much. The chaos that ensued from that is going to allow us to probably win this war now. About time. It's been a 7 years war. So yeah, it's been a bit of a long one. Admittedly, our GDP is still growing, population is growing, and standard of living has been growing throughout this war, so for us the war has not been quite as deadly as it has for the opposition, let's just say. But that should at least, well, we're gonna get, well, actually we are gonna get the war operations as well from this. Do they have any, okay, they got a decent bit of troops there, that one's still fairly highly manned in there, that one's gotta be defending at least. So did we... Yeah, they got 25 battalions. We got twice the attack value compared to their defense value. So if it's even close to... Well, okay, if you have twice the manpower, then it's going to be a bit of a rough one. But I think with the reduced morale loss, our demoralization is so much slower than what theirs is, that even if the casualties won't be more than 2 to 1, I have a feeling... Oh, right, there's doing some convoy raiding there. That is going to cause some issues, although we should have some fleets protecting the convoys there. That will help over time. But if we can win this battle and get into Kansas already, probably should have done the landings over here a lot earlier. I have a feeling that there's probably some sort of comments to point in that already. Okay, we didn't quite get to Kansas, but mostly Oklahoma. Oh, okay. How about we switch to defense in here? They brought in so many troops in here that I don't think I can advance through that many troops. But at the same time, we got... Oh, right. Let's clear out this pocket. There's these 2 that are empty. Oh, we got... Oh. Alright, let's just go ahead and advance. We did win the battle in there. Okay, I think... I'm going to switch you to defend. So we're at least clearing out a lot of these smaller pockets left behind. So that's going to consolidate the number of fronts. And now that we are defending against... Well, it's a bit larger army, admittedly, but we've got a massive defense advantage in here. And the fact that we don't demoralize even nearly as quickly. Okay, they've got a bit of troops there. We've got a... Oh, I didn't realize that we were still attacking there. Oh, it was a different army that started attacking. Okay, well, we've still got someone defending, so we shouldn't lose too much land. Oh, and there we go. Radio unlocked. We've got the electronics. It was down here, yes. So you're going to start producing some radios. That's going to require a lot of electricity, though. So I suppose both for Texas and Mexico City are going to be having a lot more power production. Probably even get some more in California. For that to auto-expand. And then I have a feeling that we might need a bit more coal. Well, a little bit. It's not too bad, though. But it seems like the infrastructure levels are starting to be a little bit on the low end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... First of all, the Navy... I wouldn't mind changing some of the naval stuff soon, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. But it was the railways that was... No, yeah, railways. Put on automatic expansion on all of them. That is going to be a glorious victory on the main front line there. This one, on the other hand, is going to be a loss. But hey, at least we're fighting over here in Massachusetts. And we'll hopefully be able to get Rhode Island as well. And that way we can consolidate the front a little bit. We can get the big army from there to start then maybe attacking over here. Or at least, you know, provide some support in there. Maybe attack through this front line or over here. That might not be too bad actually. And Illinois, do I... Oh, right, that is already a strategic interest. Never mind. Can we see that in Outliner? Not really. That would be quite useful to have. Or some way sort of notifying the player that, okay, these are the strategic interest areas on the map. Rather than just, you know, having to click through them. So this should be a victory very shortly. Well, got a little bit of the area there. I'm sure that we can clear out soon, and that's... Unfortunately, this is a loss there, so I suppose after this combat we can send this to help defend the main front line. I suspect that it could use a bit of help, although, well, we're still inflicting a lot of casualties, that's for sure. Still just a white piece? No. I mean, if we... Yeah, once we capture a bit of land in Kansas, they'll be losing all the war support in 3 weeks. If we delay a little bit longer, then it's going to be probably 2 weeks. The amount of casualties that they have taken is over 8 million, admittedly, so that is having a bit of a toll in there. Right, so I could potentially just switch you to attack on that small front line there. We're going to hold this front line just fine, where the army is already in there. Clear out this. There we go. Okay, there's a tiny bit more that we can clear. Education is to level 5, good. Still losing a decent bit of money. We've got actually a bit of loans now. I'm going to send this one to... You know what? I don't think that would initially work. That must be reduced a little bit in size. I'm going to send you to help defend on the main front line now. Provide that a little bit extra support in there. And then we've got the big army over here that will be doing... Well, once that is cleared out, we could maybe bring it over to the Midwest front over here and start pushing, hopefully, towards Illinois to get to their capital. Because this one's not that much defended compared to the main front line, which is 160 battalions in there. Although, how many battalions do they still have? 591, so they've lost quite a chunk of them. They've still got a lot, admittedly, but getting worse and worse on their side. Right, so I wanted to have you attack in here instead. They're moving a bit more troops there as well, but we've cleared out all of that. Neither side is advancing in the northeast right now. Over here, in the Florida front, we're still just holding. Oh, well, the Florida fronts, actually. There's more than one. Yeah, they've got quite a bit of troops in there. Now, we've only got defenders in here right now, admittedly. Oh, there we go. Our attack is going forward. Seems like it's going to be a victory. It was roughly the same numbers. Oh, someone got a field promotion. Okay. Probably this one. Meticulous is actually pretty decent. Yeah, that was... Oh, it's the one in southern Florida. Okay. Well, no doubt that's going to be another victory there. And we are slowly moving through... I mean, we're kind of now in the open areas over here. And while we can't really push into... Kansas right now. At least we've sort of messed up their front lines a lot. Do we have any troops that would be spare, or we could spare for another attack? I suppose actually Bernardo over here could be used to do another naval invasion. Go for additional Colombia. It's only 70 battalions, but that will be enough to at least clear out a lot of the stuff. While we still keep on advancing towards Illinois itself. They're still proposing only the white peace, which I do not want to take. But yeah, this war is costing us quite a bit already as well. And the goods for military buildings are almost 400,000. Admittedly, what I could do is just reduce some of these wages. Although, legitimacy is a bit low right now. We just reduce these wages, well, at least the government wages a little bit. And unrealized, right, we can see the unrealized taxes over here. Oh, taxation capacity, California, Texas, Veracruz, and South Dakota. Okay, well, that's easily fixed by a few government administration buildings. So Texas is going to require a few more as well. How bad is the taxation? Oh, yeah, probably need to build a lot more than that. And then California doesn't even have any yet. Let's get at least 5 there. Right, how much did we take? Not too much land. I mean, a little bit. Now in Indiana, and we've got another... Oh, they got a plunder there. That's going to be making this battle a lot faster. So slowly but surely, approaching their capital. I mean, if we could just get a decent chunk over there, get like even a tiny bit of the capital state, then that would be enough to win this war. Of course, once we do the landing in here, that might combine these fronts, which isn't necessarily what we want, now that I think of it. Could I switch? I could probably still switch the target. Instead to be in Florida to clear out some of that. Oh, they're doing another attack on the main front line here. And it's going to be another massacre there. Shameful that all the devastation... Oh, national militia. Oh, bollocks. It's extreme support. I don't want to pass that law. Kind of rubbish. Compared to the professional army, at least. But regardless. At least we've done some deed brokers on this war now. I was kind of waiting for this battle to be over to see how far we can reach through this spearhead here. Probably not very far, admittedly. That's the... Okay, the taxation isn't too bad. We're still losing a lot of money, though. I suppose the unrealized tax is 30,000... Oh, yeah, we're not getting the full investment. Oh, wow, we could have a lot more investment. Oh, yeah, we got 22 million in... Okay. I know what we're doing. Getting a bit more... I mean, it's going to cost us a little bit initially. But then at the same time, we'll be able to utilize the investment for a lot more. Oh, we've got boiler explosion. I kind of do want to bolster the industrialists a bit further. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons, because they are now powerful, so that's the extra 20% there. Because we didn't quite reach Illinois, but we are definitely getting closer and closer. That one's still holding defense there. We're holding defense in here. We got a bit of combat on this front line, but that's going to be an easy victory. Infertile grounds. Oh, sure. You can retire. So the enemy is also just holding on this main front line. I mean, their offense is 27 versus our defense is 250, so that probably makes most of the difference there. It looks like we can hopefully get through this point here soon. Already got 160 million GDP. I mean, admittedly, without the war, it probably would be going up a little bit faster. And we've lost a decent bit of manpower during this war, although the total population has certainly been increasing. Overall, we got more troops on this front line. They still don't want to give up quite yet. But yeah, now it would be in 2 weeks they'll lose all their war support once we get even a tiny bit of the capital. Which might happen after this battle. We went from having just a tiny corner over here to having all of this, and that is one of the strategic targets for us. So that will be going through. And just a few hundred more men defending the ground, but I think that is going to be enough for us to get just the tiniest bit of land that... Oh no, we're right at the border there. Come on. I know that we're quite a bit over time, but we're just going to wait until we get to the capital and end this war before we end the episode. I don't want to stretch this out for 4 episodes. Well, actually, this is the 4th episode. For 5 episodes, that seems like a bit of a stretch, if you ask me. So we'll just steaming onwards. And I think this... Well, this battle should be over fairly shortly, although we got the exhausted modifier in here. But I think we'll still be able to win this without too many issues. They've got okay defense in there, actually, but we've got the numbers advantage in the combat. Plus, you know, we've got the numbers advantage on the front... Well, just a tiny bit advantage on the front line in terms of numbers. But it's enough to keep on pushing it. I suppose all the devastation that was now spreading in the front line in here is going to cause a lot of issues for the Americans in the... Well, for the rest of the game, really. I do wonder, what is their GDP now? Down to about 40 million still. So that has definitely stagnated. Same can't be said for ours, of course. I got a bit of a blunder. There's a down to 3,000 men defending now. I'm just hoping that we can break through this quickly enough. And how's the devastation in Georgia? 100%. I'm guessing Florida, yeah, Florida is also 100%. So that's 2 states that are completely devastated due to the war. I mean, to be fair, there's been fighting in there for better part of a decade now, so I suppose it kind of makes sense. Come on, there we go. They will take the peace deal soon. Just 2 weeks. Oh, there we go, capitulation. Finally. They renounced their claim on Texas. Okay, so we gained Oklahoma, which is also a bit of devastated. Let's start incorporating these 2 states. Let's have a look at the what we got. So, Motor Industry Arts Academy, some coal mines, logging camps, some plantations. And over here, there's some wheat farms and a barracks. Okay, not exactly worth all that warfare, quite frankly, necessarily. But at the same time, at least now USA... Wow. Hostile. Oh, well, was it... Right, attitude. Belligerent. Oh, is in conflict. Yeah, well, not anymore. But that was still pretty rough on them. And I'm guessing they're still bankrupt and in default. Yep. And now they need to be paying me as well. So we're getting £17,000 per week from there right now. Well, but that is unfortunately going to be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.